So I would say that the feedback to us from the market is very consistent with what you are saying, that while the desire of the regulator was to be facilitative and to have a listing environment which is not as, I would say, as well regulated as the main board, because small and medium enterprises find it hard to comply with many of those requirements. The objective was appropriate. Are there some entities which are perhaps misusing that facilitative framework? We have received feedback that that is the case. The first step we took, as you know, was many of the surveillance measures like ASM, GSM, which earlier were not applicable on the SME board, have been made applicable there. And the principal objective of that is really to try and mitigate the risk of price manipulation. Having said that, the reality is that these are relatively small entities. The market cap is small, the free float is small. It is relatively easy to manipulate both at the IPO level and at the trading level. So is there something more that needs to be done? I think as a first step, we are clear that some more disclosure in terms of risk factors. So for investors to understand that the SME segment is different from the main board, the regulations are different, the disclosures are different, and therefore the nature of the risk is different. I think it's important for SEBI to underline that in terms of disclosures to the investors. The second is in terms of actual price manipulation, both at the IPO level and at the trading level. We are working I would say, to evidence that we do see the signs. As I've mentioned earlier in a press meet, that we have the technology to do it, so we are able to see certain patterns. However, as per our regulation, the way that we need to construct the entire case, we do need to take some time to do that in a robust manner. Fortunately, the market has given us the feedback and advised us on, what we can do in order to identify such cases and to deal with them. So I would say we're really quite grateful. The industry is behaving in a very mature manner and assisting us in doing this, because we're all aligned on the main objective. If there is anything which a few isolated cases or a few cases which go bad, will detract from the trust of the whole ecosystem. Now, nobody wants that to happen. So I think that going forward with the assistance of the industry itself, we should be able to mitigate some of the risks which are inherent in this segment.